Fraud and money laundering is something that's been around for thousands of years in various forms in terms of financial crime. So it's not necessarily true to say it's something that will enable or create financial crime. It may exacerbate it because it's a faster methodology of moving things through. And we know that through the system, and we know that fraudsters are organised, they're sophisticated, and they collaborate amongst each other. And so that is going to continue, and that will continue in a real-time world as well as in a batch world. And so we need to be a lot more sophisticated, organised and coordinated to fight that and to reduce money laundering and crime going through the system. It's a mixture of coordinating amongst the banks as well to have a look at it from a network perspective, and ensuring that the sophistication of the fraudsters and of the crime syndicates are being met by the sophistication of the bank's response and the networks and the scheme's response. So to that extent, being able to review and have a look at the data that's flowing through the system to see if there's patterns, machine learning, and to help identify potential money laundering or identify money mule accounts and movements of money through the system, that becomes really quite critical because it needs to be quick and in real time. And that's something that Vocalink has launched in the United Kingdom across the scheme and in conjunction with the scheme and all the banks to enable a real-time or close to real-time review of accounts to see which ones we think, by applying various data science principles, might be money laundering accounts, and notifying the banks to alert them to these are potential areas that need to be reviewed. That needs to be something that is constantly evolving. It's not that we can just deploy something and it's done. We start with a particular service that we provide, and that service needs to continually evolve because the fraudsters and the criminals and the organised crime syndicates are also constantly evolving, and so we need to be one step ahead. Well, there's a couple of different areas, because when we talk about fraud, we're talking about a whole array of different things, not just one thing. And so it really comes from account opening through to account usage and payments, as well as stopping scams and theft of money. And so for each one of those areas, there's various things that can be done, and Vocalink provides different types of services to assist from a consultancy perspective through to an analytics perspective to provide a service of actionable driven insights that can drive actionable outcomes by the banks. And so that has to be a collaborative thing. If it's going to be a network view, then it needs to be in collaboration with the schemes, with the network, with all the participating banks. It needs to be an ongoing partnership. So that are actual critical things. And also being able to work with individual banks to help them identify push payments that are fraudulently going to the wrong place because they've been duped, or because the client thinks they're doing the right thing but they've been tricked into moving money to the wrong place. So we need to help identify that. We have services that we provide various banks like NatWest in the UK that helps identify potential fraudulent movement of money, inadvertently or advertently, deliberately or otherwise, and that's helped save them over £7.2 million worth of potential fraud that their customers don't have to worry about as much. And so those sorts of services, account name verification, certification of payee, as well as identifying money laundering, it's all designed to stop fraud from occurring in the first place and then limit the contagion of money laundering through the network and through the system. Because once the money is sort of stolen and captured, then it moves through the system very quickly across multiple banks. And that's why having a collaborative response to this is really the best way to fighting crime.